morning, afternoon, and evening. Hello, it's Dee Dee, it's Diana. How's it going? United Fight is scary now. the raids get progressively harder, and now I'm like, oh, I'm not surviving on my own. It's scary out here, but that's okay. I actually have crewmates that will join my raid and help now, so, you know. Mars life? What? What do you mean, Mars life? They found life on Mars, or? I need some context for that. Did I read your fact today? I did not. Look, I was doing stuff, alright? Gonna egg you? What? It was at 6:30. I was eating dinner before a stream. Excuse me for feeding myself. Okay, Mars may have once hosted micro ecosystems. Gotcha. So not current life on Mars, but there's evidence at some point, which, I mean, makes sense. From everything we know about Mars, it's pretty similar to Earth, apart from the fact, you know, it lost its atmosphere a long time ago. But this is big news, it is! I don't mean to, like, downplay it. Just when you just said Mars life, I'm like, wait. Did they find, like, you know, a silverfish, basically? That's what I pictured. No, we're still safe from terraform Mars. Oh, they done found VTubers on Mars. Oh my god. Oh no. Sorry, I just happened to look over at the news and there's like a lot of stuff lately that's like, they say, you know, that there isn't any higher beings in the universe. Irony isn't actually a thing, but sometimes these coincidences be crazy. But we're not going to talk about politics. I just happened to look, because when I open a new tab in my browsers, I get, like, you know, those articles that pop up. One just happened to catch my eye. Where is game? Though now that I think about it, have there been, I know there's been alien VTubers, but usually they're from, like, a fictional planet. I don't think I've seen, like, a Martian or a Venusian, like, VTuber. Iduna is technically from space, but she's, like, from how she's explained it, she was just, like, born in the cosmos. She swims in the Milky Way, that kind of thing. So it's more like, you know, whales or other, like, marine animals. Like, they exist on our planet, but it's not like they have a country that they call home. They just swim their whole lives. That's Iduna's thing. So while she is definitely, like, an alien, she's not, like, native to any particular planet, so to speak. born between time and space and am not bound by anything. Speaking of, looking forward to drawing moonbeams tomorrow. I want to draw. I want to draw like the nerdy variant of moonbeams, like the sciencey ones with, like, you know, the big like Coke bottle spiral glasses, like from Sailor Moon and other anime. Because I just think that'd be like hilariously adorable. And then we need I'm on my pewter for like Zon and Spooky and the others who like work A in like tech industry and B just like spend a lot of time on computers anyway. But yeah, it'll be fun. We're gonna need like a chef variant. Like the shopkeeper, babysitting the cash register. I've got lots of ideas. Whether or not I can draw well enough to convey them, we will find out. But that's part of the fun, right? Sometimes it'd be about make a meme variant. Okay, how would we do a meme variant though? Like, do we have a specific meme in mind? Troll face? No, don't do that to the poor moonbeams. They don't deserve that. Plus, you think I can draw that? No. I could maybe pull off like some kind of like sadistic grin, but like not like the actual, nothing that's identifiable as a meme. Just a meme with a rope. The 3 beans in a trench coat. Perfect. 3 beans in a trench coat. Also, I really like the idea Art was talking about, because I was talking about like struggles of oh, what's the word I'm looking for? Like when you're in a car and something like that, and how like depending on your gender presentation, it can be more dangerous than others. And Art was like, "Don't worry, Diana. The moonbeams have got you. We're in your pocket." And I just had this image of like, you know, moonbeams start multiplying like popcorn, and it just fills up the car. All of a sudden, it's like a clown car. We love the beans, but yeah, it'll be fun. Cat Lady, hi Zexu! We were talking about, cause not to roast you in particular, but just as an FYI, because I know some people don't check all the channels in the Discord. Tomorrow we're doing an art stream where we draw different variants of moonbeams. So we were just talking about some different possible variations we might be doodling. Look, even if I didn't preface it, you would have assumed I was talking shit about you. You saw? First time for everything. Usually you're like, what? You did what? It's on the schedule. There's a what? Like, I know there are other people who don't check the tabs. It's just you're the most vocal about it. That's all. Hey, hay is for horses. You see these cat ears? They ain't no horse ears. This ain't no Uma Musume. project, sometimes the grass tastes better here. No, not Haru! God. Haru in particular is super popular in the West compared to in Japan. So there's like a different level of mourning going on here. Rest in peace. Liquid Smoke Bomb! That's just what he needs. Well, at least it's not the Molotov cocktail. Yeah, don't intentionally throw any potions at people because glass hurts. What the Molotov cocktail comment? It's fair. How is that shocking? What? Say 5? Yo, no. At least take it outside. Don't blow up the shop. I just paid off the mortgage. No, if we go down, we all go down. Oh, heck no. This ain't no, every beat for the, oh, was it? All for one? They really want to just send us sky high altogether. Cursed! Alright. Oh yeah! Be very proud of me, Beans. Cause I ended up taking the day off work because I wasn't feeling great. You know, if your body's telling you to rest, you should probably rest. So I was like, should I order groceries? And then I was like, no, I shouldn't. Save money. Just go tomorrow instead. I'm trying to be a little more conscious with money, just in general, and also this month so much shit is coming out. I'm like, no, I need that like $9 delivery fee and then like the $3 tip or whatever. I need those $12. DD Ranger. What is it? How may I assist you? I may or may not have seen a particular item you want to buy. What item is it? Is it another plushie? Did you just buy one? Or did you just say you were gonna buy one and then you didn't actually buy one? It is not this time. Okay. So what is it then? Because I assume if you're telling me this, you either want me to talk you into buying it or you want me to talk you out of it. Heads. Oh no! There we go. And hi, Jambola, how are you? Dee Dee will live in infamy. Look. You know my luck is genuine now. You saw all of the 5 stars. You saw all of the 5 stars I got last stream. My luck is genuine. Raked? Why is it raked? Hello? I will not tolerate this slander. Just because you have terrible gacha luck doesn't mean you can accuse us of rigging the system. I didn't even buy any polls. I've just been saving for like the past 2 months. Sorry, excuse me, Princess Energy. The item is a solid gold cube. How big a cube are we talking here? Cold cube, no gold cube, Dee Dee. Smaller than your head, but bigger than your hand. Okay. Everyone I've told so far has given you mixed answers. I mean, the prices I'm seeing, like anywhere from like $100 to $3,000. Y'all gonna need to give me a price range here before I can appropriately react. Because anything under $500 for something that's decorative / art, I'd go, okay, if you've got the money for it, sure. My only caveat, my true one, is you explicitly said recently you need to start being smarter with your money. So maybe if you're telling everyone / asking everyone subtly if you should buy this, maybe you shouldn't buy it. Because that feels like your conscience is trying to talk you in or out of something. It's like 600? I don't know. See, I can't really... Considering how much VTubing cost, it's like, I can't really... It's like, I can't really, like, be like, oh, that's too much for, like, you know, just something that you look at. Considering how much, like, you know, money I've spent on my models and stuff. But it's like, it's starting to push the range of like, maybe. The rule I always say is sleep on it. If in 3 days you're still thinking about it and you still want it, then go for it. Because after 3 days, it's no longer like an impulse purchase, and you're less likely to regret it because it's been on your brain for like half a week. That's like my last-ditch resort to keep me from spending money on stuff that I feel that I want, but I'm not sure if I should. And sometimes I do just straight up forget about it, and I'm like, oh! Like, damn, like, you know, if the pre-order or the Kickstarter ends, I'm like, oh shoot, I really like that. But, well, I totally forgot about it, so maybe it's for the better. I mean, that's why I said, like, up to around 500-ish for, like, decor stuff is still okay-ish in my opinion. Because, like, I mean, we spend a decent chunk of money on, like, blinds and curtains, and I mean, technically they have a purpose with blocking out light and stuff, but we purposely purchase them in certain colors and styles to suit our tastes. So in that way, they're for looking at. But the model is an investment, that's true, it is. I'll see if I still want it in like 4 weeks. Fair enough! Fair enough! There you go. Just put a pin in it. Alright, now to remember what exactly we were doing. The body's been taken back to the lab, sir. Autopsies underway. Thank you, Kagari. And how's the rest of the fountain looking? Rather beautiful, actually, sir. The water's crystal clear and kinda soothing. Almost as if there wasn't a body floating in it not so long ago, All that chlorine doing its job, I guess. It seems the police have already removed the body. But why did the body of a victim from 18 years ago turn up in this fountain? And why wasn't it all rotted and stuff? Did it slowly shuffle its way here? Need I remind you that zombies aren't real? No, Zombieland Saga? Is it real? It seems likely that the body was preserved somehow. It should still be, like, in bad shape after 18 years. Unless, like, you literally, preserved it like a mortician. That rap battle was very real. God, I love that. And also, frickin' Mamol Miyano stole that show. Really? Is that even possible? Hey, Mr. Forensics guy, anything to report? Yes, ma'am. Traces of both ubiquium and asphyxion have been detected in the fountain. I'm gonna say they were probably carried here by the stream from the autumn wing. In addition to those two chemicals, there's also a large amount of sugar. The composition of the sugar is being analyzed as we speak. There's sugar in the fountain? Where would it have even come from? Edgeworth speaking. Sir! It's me! Who's me? Is everything alright, detective? Everybody's left the winter wing. It's just me in here now. Which means I can tell you what we found out. Really shouldn't be sharing information about the investigation. But after the past week or so, I'm not about to stop. The exhibits in here have all completely melted. All that's left in the display case is some stuff in the bottom. More of it is in the Taurus case than in the Gemini case, though. Describe this stuff for me if you can. Yes, sir. It's like a pale blue liquid. I had the lab run some tests just now. The sample for the Taurus case just had a bunch of sugar in it. But the one for the Gemini case had 3 different substances. Which were? Sugar, salt, and blood. Blood? There's something blood doing in the Gemini case's sample. Can't imagine whose blood it could possibly be, but I'll get it tested right away, sir. Oh my god, did they, like, pickle the body? Like, they encased it in, like, ice with a shit ton of salt? Please do, detective. Oh, and I also spoke over the radio with the forensics guy working the fountain room. He said he just got word that the sugar they found in the fountain matches the sugar in the pale blue liquid. I see. That might well prove to be a significant development. Results of their analysis conducted on the melted contents of the Gemini case. Anything else to report, detective? Yes, sir, we found one of those light-emitting devices here in the winter wing, too. There were a few of those being used in the autumn wing to disguise it as the winter wing, as I recall. Seems that the equipment from 18 years ago is more than just for show. I need to talk to Miss Scone about this. Anyhow, I better be getting back to it. I'll let you know as soon as we hear from the lab about that blood. Yes, thank you, detective. Can't believe they took this call with an earshot of the prosecution. Was that gummy? Seemed he had a lot to say. He did. And all of it very useful. If I'm going to prove that Miss Bound's claims about who could have set up the poison gas trap are false... Ah! Hi, Jackon. The rare team's call noise. I did have desktop audio on, so you guys may not have heard it, but it played at my end. Hello, how are you doing? United Fight is scary now. Fairy Princess has hands. I'll need to talk to a certain somebody else who was here 18 years ago. Do, 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 do. Eddie Weddy. The 2 incidents. Oh yeah, since this model is more detailed, I can actually vibe. Before, I'd have to be basically headbanging for the model to, like, do anything that resembled me, like, doing a little dance. And how it's got the lot, melting statues in the winter wing, and even the murder victim's body. But how did nobody ever figure out that the body had gone missing? Frost had no family apart from his son. Damn, single father. And, well, the kid kind of vanished. Nobody's seen him since around the time of the incident. Well, that is... No one's explained that. Sheesh. Gusto's son, too. Him and his best pal from school both just up and disappeared. What? And they were never found? Gusto's boy wasn't. Not as far as I heard, anyway. Yikes. What happened here? Guess Frost Kids turned up at some point. He collected his inheritance at some point. So he'd be like... Because he was in elementary school 18 years ago. So obviously he's in his 20s now. But yeah, but with no family around just after the incident, Frost got no funeral, no nothing. So no need for the police to release the body, and no need for anybody to find out they did have it. They filed their fake autopsy report, and nobody was any the wiser. Well, almost nobody. I still can't believe Mr. Von Karma would have stooped so low. Really? You can't believe it? The guy who ended up shooting your dad in cold blood just because he got Von Karma a penalty? Like, it's not even like he got fired or anything. Judy Bound. Tell me, Fender, what kind of person is Miss Bound? Huh? Wait a minute. Don't tell me you've got a thing for her, Milester. I do not. I'm gay. Chill! I'm just yanking your chain. Anyway, what can I say about Jude? Well, she's a real brave trooper, for one. What else do you call someone who waits around for 18 whole years like she has for Samson? Even after his extended family kicked her out of his place. Damn! She was like his adopted daughter, and she was just like... And they were just like, no, we're disowning you. Wow. What? They threw her out? Yup. Hughes wasn't technically part of the family, so there was nothing she could do. What, this wasn't a legal adoption? She had nothing, nobody. And no job after Samson took the fall. So she had no choice but to take what he taught her and make her own way in showbiz. She's retired from all that now, though. Yes. Why did she retire? She'd finally made enough to buy the old place back. She even got the ultimate cookbook back from the Tangaroa group after they basically stole it. Guess this place and everything to do with it was all she ever cared about. So she just wanted it back. All of it. Or, you know, the body in the ice, in the freezer. Bender seems very sympathetic to Miss Bound's plight. But from a less charitable perspective, she has, in a way, taken everything of Mr. Tangaroa's for herself. True. Alright. Oh, whoops. Oh! I see. There's someone we haven't talked to yet. You? Miss Scone? I'd like to ask you a few questions, if I may. Of course, dear. Fire away. Anything for you, Mousy Smilesy, and dear sweet little Tooth Decay. Tooth Decay. What a terrible nickname. I'd appreciate it if that was the last time you called me Mousy Smilesy. I'm not a fan of Tooth Decay either. Well, you'll just have to like it or it. I can't change a nickname once I've settled on it. Ugh. Well, I guess we tried. How about calling people by their names? How about respecting people? Bodily autonomy. What can you tell us about the various devices used to decorate the gallery's exhibits? There seems to be some pretty specialized items in use. Light-emitting devices, luminous fabrics. Oh, I can tell you all about those, dearie. After all, I'm the one who gave them to Moody Judy. It was my way of saying sorry after I broke the rules all those years ago. I bought her 4 lovely new salt lamps, and I gave her the 4 pieces of luminous cloth I used for the contest. Wow! That's super generous of you. Bless you. Thank you. Teehee. Well, us girls have to do our best, don't we? Not everybody understands, of course. But had better not be a dig at me, Delish. I told you how kind I thought that was. Yes, back when you were a dear, sweet, innocent baby boy. What happened to you, eh? A dear, sweet, innocent baby boy? Mr. Fender? Can't quite picture that, I have to say. Oh no, he grew, he got old, how dare he? Yep, salt lamps, glowing fabric, light-emitting doodads, the whole bit. The whole kit and caboodle, as they say. There were 4 luminous cloths in use in the autumn wing. But I'm sure I saw another one somewhere. Your guess is as good as mine, Miles. I'm not lying. Oh, it's in my bag somewhere, I'm sure of it. What is she looking for? That's not it. And that's not it. Huh? The cloth looks familiar. Maybe I should jog her memory with something, so Miss Scone will tell us some more. Some more? Please, Miss Scone. We want some more. Alright, making poison gas. We'll finish these and then we'll start. We'll show her some stuff. Miss Scone, you're something of a specialist. How might someone learn to make the poison gas that was used in the attack? Any ideas? Well, any pharmacist who's ever handled Infesticide Ultra would know for a start. After all, it says right there on the label, do not mix with products containing ubiquium, ever. Very questionable. I have never seen a warning like that on chemicals. Specifically the exclamation points. But what about a layperson? It's unlikely they'd know, wouldn't you say? I suppose so, yes. Not unless they had a nose through the ultimate cookbook anyway. The prize from the contest 18 years ago. The recipe for making Infesticide Ultra, along with that not mixing with the Ubiquitous bit, is in there, you know? The ultimate cookbook. It's more like the ultimate anarchist cookbook at this point. So you're familiar with the contents of the book? Oh yes, dear, I know it inside out. Because I work for the Tangaroa Group, you see. We're the company behind Cold Killer X. I'm sure you've heard of it. Ah, Cold Killer X. Phoenix Wright's favorite cold medicine. That's what he said, in that case, like, a few years ago. Cold Killer X fights back sniffles and sneezes with ease. Apparently. After Sammy Poople was found guilty, the company took custody of the book. But they only grant their most trusted people access to it, of course. Which means Viscone is one of these elites, I suppose. Hi, Nixon, how you doing? Present. You had a piece of fabric like this in your bag, did you not, Viscone? Albeit a somewhat grimier one. Grimy? How rude! You won't get people to cooperate with your little investigation like that, young man. Shall I call it a dish towel, then? A spillage, he says. The cheek, that's a piece. Hold on, girl. I'm trying to read. Perhaps he used it to wipe up some sort of spillage? The spillage, he says. The cheek. That's a piece of highly specialized luminous cloth. Oh, I probably shouldn't have told you that. I think I'd like to know a little bit more about this highly specialized luminous cloth, if you don't mind. Why didn't you want to know you had a piece of why didn't you want me to know you had a piece of luminous cloth in your bag? Oh, well, I suppose there's no point hiding it now, is it there? If you must know, I fished it out of the fountain. You went fishing? In this weather? It was right before they called me into the autumn wing. So Larry's sketch of Miss Scone is of when she was trying to retrieve the cloth. At first I thought it was one of the ones I'd given Moody Duty. I'm tired. Gonna brush my saws and head out to bed. Is that like a slang term for teeth? One of the four you'd give it to the gallery, correct? Exactly! But all four were being used in the autumn wing, weren't they? So I realized it must be the one that went missing all those years ago. It's my slang for teeth, gotcha. I'd already had my Infesticide Ultra pinched and used to make poison gas. If one of my claws turned out to have been used in some sort of dastardly deed too, well... I was going to look guilty as sin, wasn't I? So I kept it hidden in my bag and hoped for the best. I see. Oh, it does feel good to get it off my chest, though. Stress is no good for the complexion. Darn those acne and wrinkles. So the cloth that disappeared 18 years ago, the one that the victim was wrapped in, just happens to reappeared? We're missing some words there. Just happens to have reappeared at the fountain at the same time as the body. Alright. Do we have everything we need now? We do. The ultimate cookbook contained instructions on how to create the poison gas. Terrifying. And the current owner of the book is none other than Miss Judy Bound. No way, you mean? I'm afraid I do. Miss Bound would have been perfectly capable of setting up the gas trap. Finally, we can prove that she's been lying to us. Okay, so now what do we do? Oh, we can check this again. Nothing else to be found here. Okay. Oh, we did check this. Why is there a lift cart just sitting here out in the open? I guess somebody must have been moving something heavy. Like a dead body? The top of the platform seems to be wet. You know, I've got a funny feeling I've seen this thing somewhere before. Oh, you mean like 18 years ago? Yeah, it's all coming back to me now. I last saw it in Frost's room. He must have used it to move his ice sculptures around. It's one of those fancy numbers where you can change not only the platform's height, but even its angle. That is pretty damn fancy. If you had one of these, you could move giant lumps of ice around, no sweat. Okay. Oh, just think of the possibilities. I could really use one of those. Still, doesn't explain what it's doing here, though. Bit of a head-scratcher, but we should give it a think, yeah? Indeed. After all, it just might have something to do with our case. Investigation complete! And that's that. All that's left now is to await the results of the tests on the teapot. To be continued! Maybe we are gonna finish this today. I guess we'll find out. Because usually there's like 6 sections, like 6 to be continued. But this case is longer than usual because we're going backwards and forwards through time. So it's harder to judge. The test results have just come in, sir. Traces of ubiquium were found in the teapot. They were? Just like Mr. Edgeworth said. Curse you! You'd better not think this means you beat me. Wiener, chicken dinner. You really need to drop this obsession with coming in first, Mr. Winner. We're all on the same side here, remember? We're all trying to get to the truth. What? But first is best! Everyone knows it's better to be a winner than a loser. Yeah, and that's how Von Karma ended up being so messed up. That's really no way for a prosecutor to think. Not a successful one, anyway. Pot calling the kettle black. But Edgeworth has learned. He's learned and mended his ways. The first game was a long time ago. What? But would I? Enough. Mr. Edgeworth, please refrain from taunting the boy. Ignore him, Eustace. He isn't worthy of your attention. But Gavel! Oh, all right. Why don't I take care of things here for now? In the meantime, you can perform the far more important task of going and checking on the victim. Oh, yeah, good idea. I'll be right back. Excellent. We shall see you shortly. Mr. Winner's annoying but totally harmless Judge Gavel, on the other hand. Now. Miss Bound, perhaps you could explain why traces of ubiquium were found in your teapot. I had no idea there was anything like that in there. Perhaps it's one of the ingredients of the dishwashing soap I use? So you are telling the court that you did not intentionally put ubiquium in the teapot? Yes, exactly. Why would I? Until today, I had no idea that it could even be used to make poison gas.
Objection!
You're a trained actress, are you not, Miss Bound? I'd have thought you would be a more convincing liar. What do you mean? I mean, you're sweating profusely, first of all. You have access to the Ultimate Cookbook, correct? A book that just happened to contain instructions on how to create the poisoned gas used in the attack. 'Cause why would you have that? Meaning it's perfectly possible for you to know exactly how to make it. You're very well informed, Mr. Edgeworth. Miss Bound, is what Mr. Edgeworth said true? That the book does contain information on how to make the poisoned gas, yes. But the fact that I have seen it doesn't make me guilty. Can I ask exactly how the gas was triggered? The victim used a blowtorch to heat the lid of one of the display cases, thereby melting the ubiquium. I see. But he locked himself in the room too, didn't he? Surely that and the fact that he triggered it himself. Wouldn't it point to it being a suicide attempt? There are much less complex ways to go about ending your own life if that's what you want to do. So she's not willing to admit to anything. Furthermore, where would I have even gotten hold of the Infesticide Ultra? Oh, I don't know. Perhaps you stole it? You know, I did bump into Moody Jr. a week or so ago. Awkward. And that very evening, I noticed my Infesticide Ultra had gone missing. Judy, surely you didn't. Delicia, you carry your bag of pharmaceuticals with you everywhere, don't you? There would have been any number of opportunities for someone other than myself to steal it from you. That's true. And I don't have any hard evidence that it definitely was Miss Bound who stole it. Jutes, there's clearly something you're not telling us. Why don't you just come clean? We all know you've never hurt somebody for no reason, so... Not you too! You think I'm guilty as well, Mr. Fender? Can you blame me? We've got one wing disguised as another, a gas trap in one of the display cases. And you're the proprietor of the establishment. It's looking a lot like you did it, kiddo. Y'all are 2 years apart. Why are you calling her kiddo? You got this all wrong. You have to remember, the gallery doesn't have any security cameras, nor any security personnel. Well, that was a questionable decision. If some ill-intentioned person or another wanted to get in undetected, I don't think they'd have much of a problem. Wow, you're practically asking to be burglarized. You need to be more careful. A great thief could have a field day in here. Thanks, Kay. And I don't think she's joking. And actually, it seems that Mr. Gusto did in fact enter the gallery before it opened. Shrish! Judy's one tough cookie. She's not budging an inch. Maybe it's time to rock a little technique Gregory taught me back in the day. And what technique would that be? So hear me out. Everything's connected to what happened 18 years back, yeah? And since we're not getting anywhere by focusing only on the here and now, maybe we ought to approach this from a different angle and look to the past for clues. A turnabout in thinking! Spin the chessboard around! Alright, let's run this through the old Thinkatron. How was Jude involved in what happened back then? According to Miss Bound, it was because of her that Mr. Frost's flavored ice sculptures melted. And yet, his sculptures are here on display at this very gallery today. Is it possible that she... Thank you, Fender. I think I know what I need to ask Miss Bound now. Don't thank me. Thank your pops. Now take it away, Milesy. I'll grab the popcorn. Miss Bound, you say that you were the one who caused Mr. Frost's creations to melt 18 years ago, correct? I'm afraid so. I was young and foolish, and it was a terrible accident. And yet... What you did allowed you to open this exhibit, no? What do you mean? Yes, what do you mean, Mr. Edgeworth? If you are going to ask such questions, perhaps a formal testimony from Miss Bound might be best. Yes, perhaps it might. I'd like to know a little more about Zodiac Hall. And about why Miss Bound decided to dedicate this space to Mr. Frost's work. Very well, if you believe it to be relevant to the case, I will allow it. Miss Bound, would you mind? Not at all. I'll do whatever it takes to prove that I'm innocent. Then please, if you could give us some background on Zodiac Hall and the pieces on display here. It took 18 years, but at long last, I was finally able to buy Samson's home back a little while ago. But a place like this is expensive to maintain, so I decided to turn it into an art gallery. To that end, I collected as many Paul Helique pieces as I could from around the world. Because, if I'm honest, it's always been something of a dream of mine to open a space dedicated to his work. She's like, I don't have enough money to manage this place, so I'm gonna spend more money on buying art so I can eventually make money. Don't really make sense. Especially if she was a successful actress. Thank you for your testimony, Miss Bound. How wonderful it is that you were able to fulfill your dream. Well, Mr. Edgeworth, everything seems above board to me. Judge Gaval, that was simply the witness's preliminary statement. As you surely know, the value of that testimony cannot be evaluated without due cross-examination. Spoken like a true attorney. Very well. You may do what you must. 18 years, but at long last. But a place like this is expensive to maintain. Yeah, you spend money to make money. Explain this to me, Judy.
Hold it!
Paul Halik, that was Mr. Frost's pseudonym, correct? Yes, he adopted it while he was working as a sculptor in France. I see. I'm curious about some of the pieces in your collection, more specifically. How you were able to acquire the Taurus and Gemini sculptures. It was my understanding that Mr. Frost died before he could complete them. Yes, I was able to create replicas for the Winter Wing based on photos of the sculptures he made. Really? Perhaps you could go into some detail on that? Let's see here. Do I press it or do I present something? Sugar composition matches that of sugar found in the pale blue liquid in Artie Frost's room 18 years ago. Because when they make a new statement, it's almost always something to do with that statement. But it's like, what? What are these photos you mentioned? You mean the ones you yourself took in Mr. Frost's room 18 years ago? Yes, you certainly know a lot about what happened back then, Mr. Edgeworth. So the statues in the Winter Wing were just copies? I didn't even get to see them before they melted. No, the sculptures in question were definitely not replicas. Which means that Miss Bound is lying. Wait. Is he saying that she stole them? Like, she kept the originals for 18 years? Okay, I don't know how this train of thought works, but we only have, like, 2 pieces of evidence that have to do with, those statues, so let's try it. Is it? I need to show I'm aware of that, or I'll never get to the truth. Okay. You're back? Welcome back. Okay. Let's try this one.
Objection!
Oh, music stopped. Good sign. I'm afraid you've run out of road, Miss Bound. You can lie all you like, but you can't deny the results of the test conducted on the sculpture's remains. And those tests leave no room for ambiguity. What you had on display weren't replicas. They were the very statues Mr. Frost carved 18 years ago. Stop! Thief! Ooh, I could probably help explain how they worked it out if you like, dear. Were you in on this, ma'am? Did you know? Did you know? It's the sugar, you see. You might think sugar is sugar. But the composition is actually very unique. You could probably recreate the statues, but the sweet secret of their chemical makeup? No chance. Thank you, Miss Scum. I don't recall asking for her help, but still. To put it simply, the statues did disappear back then because they'd melted. They disappeared because he spirited them away and kept them hidden for those 18 long years. And that's why she needed the house back. What? She kept a pair of the flavored ice sculptures around somewhere for all that time? It's not the most out there idea in the world, and assuming you had a big enough ice box.
Overruled.
Quiet, all of you. Miss Bound, have you anything to say in your defense? So you've already learned that much. Should I take that to mean you admit to having hidden the flavored ice sculptures in question? No, I admit to no such thing. You haven't proven that I was the one who took those statues away. And you won't. Because it would have been impossible for me to do so in the first place. The police were already here when they disappeared. How could I have done it without them noticing? Huh. How indeed. I don't know exactly how you did it, but I'm far from ready to say that it was impossible for you to have stolen them away. You're a very persistent man, aren't you, Mr. Edgeworth? I am indeed, and I won't stop until I get to the truth. I see. Then I'd better tell you exactly what I did that day, 18 years ago. The whole time before judging began, I was waiting upstairs in our living area on standby. During the judging, I had to go change the camera's film cartridge for Samson. Now I really need to sleep. Fair enough, Vexen. Take care. Thanks for stopping by. But before I could take the cameras back to Samson, I discovered Mr. Frost's body. Later, around when your father arrived, I began to make the rounds and serve tea to everybody present. It was then that I saw Mr. Gusto entering Mr. Frost's room. And those were my movements on the day it all happened. I see. I hardly see how you could take issue with any of that. That's for us to decide, Miss Bound. Are you saying there's a contradiction in her story, Mr. Edgeworth? I'm more focused on proving the fact that she did indeed steal those statues. The question is, when she would have had the opportunity to do so. If I can pinpoint that, I might be able to prove what exactly she got up to. What I did that day. Okay. During the judging, I had a chance to go change the cameras. Before I check our car was back, I discovered Mr. Frost's body. Oh yeah, she had the weird cards, so this probably makes the most sense.
Hold it!
Yes, I went around and offered everybody working on the investigation a cup of tea. Suspicious? Present company included. I remember it well. You were here, there, upstairs, downstairs, everywhere with that little card of yours. Interesting. Did anything strike you as strange around that time? Oh yeah, Gregory was singing the praises of Judy's tea, and I think he mentioned his saucer was cold. His saucer was cold. Was this the moment? Yes. I believe this is when you stole the sculptures. I hate to contradict you, but... the fountain room was full of witnesses at that point, Mr. Fender included. Are you suggesting that I somehow got the sculptures out of Mr. Frost's room, right under everyone's noses? That is precisely what I'm suggesting. She did it by hiding them here.
Take that!
My father and Fender had no idea that one of the sculptures was mere inches away from them. Because it wasn't just a tea set you were pushing around, Miss Bound. She crazy. But a hidden ice sculpture in a glass case. Dun, dun, da, 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 da.
Overruled.
Da, 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 da. How would a case of that size fit on a serving cart? It would have been spotted immediately.
Objection!
What? I'm not sure I follow, Mr. Edgeworth. What are you suggesting she used instead? I'm suggesting that Miss Bound use this. Dun All right. Oh, and she put like a tablecloth over it so it looked like a normal tea cart. Smart.
Take that!
And this is the card that Miss Bound used to move the flavored ice sculptures out of Mr. Frost's room 18 years ago. And it would appear that the very same card is still here with us in this fountain room. That's crazy! We originally bought it for use in the contest. And you're saying that Miss Bound loaded Mr. Frost's sculptures onto this cart and carried them off? I am. Crazy, I know. As you can imagine, all one would need is to lay the case on its side and put a tablecloth on it. And it looked exactly like a normal serving cart, thus allowing her to move the sculptures around freely. Whoops! Can it be? Holy moly, of course! That's why those saucers were so chilly. They were sitting on top of a big block of ice. This ain't good. Shoots, how could you? Impressive. Then again, you are Mr. Gregory Edgeworth's son. I should have expected no less. There isn't a scrap of evidence that I stole the sculptures all those years ago now. And yet, I knew that no matter what I said I did, I'd always be under a cloud of suspicion. So, you admit it? You admit that you stole them from Mr. Frost's room? Yes, I admit it. I took those sculptures and their glass cases out of that room 18 years ago. Started off as a thief, What a life. As Mr. Edgeworth correctly deduced, I dressed up the lift card as a serving card to do it. And slipped in and out of Mr. Frost's room while I was going around serving tea to everybody. In the end, I'd removed not only the sculptures, but the flavored ice zodiac blocks as well. Zodiac blocks? Feel like I've seen them for myself before. Oh, those! Must be incredibly heavy, though maybe not, what with it being hollow inside. If the Winter Wing really is an exact replica of Mr. Frost's room from 18 years ago, and even though my father never saw them because they'd already melted, the Zodiac blocks must have been in the victim's room back then as well. When I had finished moving the 2 ice sculptures and the 2 Zodiac blocks out, I took 2 fresh, empty cases to Mr. Frost's room and put them back where the original 2 had been. Only the sculptures had been kept in glass cases, you see, to prevent them from being damaged. The blocks were a little more robust, so they had been displayed as is. As stated in the contest rules, we were responsible for providing all display materials, including cases. Meaning it would have been easy for her to prepare those spares she swapped in. Mr. Frost's room contained a few other flavored ice works in progress. I figured if I melted them down somehow, the resulting puddle would look like it came from the sculptures. And this is how the sculptures from 18 years ago came to the Winter Wing today. I have to say, Mr. Edgeworth, that's quite the confession. Indeed. I think she offered it so willingly because she knows there's nothing we can do with it. Well, ain't that delightful? That's all I have to tell you. However, despite everything, I've shared, you can't charge me with anything now, can you? What? How'd you figure that? Because it's all frickin' circumstantial. Unless she enters a formal confession, we ain't going anywhere. Oh my! What have thought you might know at least this much given we're at a crime scene. I suggest you memorize the various statutes of limitations outlined in this book. Oh! That's right. The statutes of limitation is 15 years. How convenient. Statues of what? Simply put, Kay. Prosecutors only have a certain amount of time within which they can put a suspect on trial for a given crime. Let's take a closer look, shall we? Theft, 7 years. Wait! I was still reading that! 7 years from the date of the crime. Separate time frames apply with regards to claims for damages. Ah, this is going to be important. 15 years from the date of the crime, the statute is suspended should the suspect flee to a foreign country. And the statute is suspended from the time of any accomplice's indictment to the end of their trial. So technically, depending how... So depending how long Tankaror was on trial for, the statute of limitations has not ended yet. Very interesting. Excuse me. Do. Alright. So that's gonna come into play at some point. Miss Bounce stole the ice sculptures 18 years ago. She's been sitting pretty for a while, unfortunately. So it's too late to have her arrested for that. I don't believe it. Believe it! Theft is a serious matter, especially when it involves the removal of evidence from a crime scene. However, as you yourself have just pointed out, Miss Bound can no longer be prosecuted for her crime. We're just gonna shake our fingers at her. Rendering your revelation rather pointless. What did you say, Mr. Edgeworth? No, not pointless. I don't know what you're talking about. It's not pointless at all.
Objection!
I wouldn't be so sure about that. For you see, the theft of the ice sculptures isn't my principal interest here. I find the body that reappeared 18 years after the theft to be of considerable more interest. Are you suggesting that I also hit Mr. Frost's body? I mean, it did just fall out of the attic on its own. I am indeed. But how do you keep a body hidden for 18 years without anybody finding it? By hiding it in a very unusual way. Oh, now this is interesting. Are you telling me you know where the body has been for all this time, Mr. Edgeworth? Maybe. I'm not gonna tell you if you don't ask nicely, though. It's not that big of a leap. Let's just say it wasn't just flavored ice that she removed from Mr. Frost's room back then. Very well. If you are confident in this claim, let us put it to the test. Tell me, Mr. Edgeworth, where exactly was the body hidden? Now to figure out the piece of evidence that shows this. So obviously it was in the ice, right? But which one will show it is the question. It's gotta be... It's gotta be this one. It's the only one that makes sense. A photograph of Mr. Frost's works in the cookbook! Not the cookbook! I mean, that cookbook has recipes for making poison gas. Why not for how to hide a body? It makes sense. It makes sense. Photograph of Mr. Frost's works. And of the victim's body, Your Honor. You will have to forgive me, but I don't see what you mean. The heck are you talking about, Willis? Okay, this is nitpicking, but if a name ends in S, you're not supposed to do apostrophe S. Like if a word or a name ends in S, you're not supposed to do apostrophe S. You're just supposed to do apostrophe. But I guess most people don't know that. It's like how most people don't know how to properly use a semicolon, blah, 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 blah. Most people don't even know how to use, like, a period properly. Mr. Frost, Jambola. How dare you? The sacred English grammar. You know what? You're up. Never mind. I was like, why am I defending the English language? It's a hot mess. The victim's body is hiding right here. It's a perfect language, very consistent and easy. Yeah. Like, literally, if you've ever had to help someone, like, who's English second language or a kid with their homework, you very quickly realize that there are some rules of English you just internalized, and you have no idea how, like, they actually work or how to explain it. So I'm assuming it's in that one. Imagine it was in the bull statue. The Gemini sculpture. Yes, it may look like a sculpture at first glance. But it is, in fact, Mr. Frost's corpse. She's absolutely bananas. Surely you can't be serious. I don't see anything in this photograph to support such a wild claim.
Objection!
That's because a certain piece of evidence was used to hide the body in plain sight. And what piece of evidence might that be? The court demands that you present what was used. The claw?
Take that!
One of the cloths from the Autumn Wing. We're at the point we're just kind of rapid firing stuff out because it's like it's the end. What haven't we used yet? This and this and this. When it's made to glow in just the right way, it's so visually convincing you might mistake it for ice. Isn't that right, Miss Scone? Yeah, well, yes, dear. But you can make it look like about anything, really. Even blazing fire. Night on fire. And yes, the right shade of blue would make it look like ice. Yes, exactly like it, in fact. I mean, I guess, since the ice had stuff mixed into it, it wouldn't be pure anyway. But ice is either transparent or white. Like, it's not blue. But we'll let it slide, I guess.
Overruled.
Thank you for the follow, Destiny Francis! Is it not the case that a certain special device is needed to generate these colors, though? Well, wouldn't you happen to know there's literally one in the photo? That's crazy! Huh, if you would care to take another look at the photograph of the Winter Wing, Your Honor. You'll notice there is a small box connected to the bottom of the Gemini display case. That's one of the very light-emitting devices in question. Detective Gumshoe even confirmed its presence. In fact, this particular device went missing 18 years ago. Huh, isn't that something? Back then, it was no doubt firmly connected to the cloth inside the display case. Which means Miss Bound had no choice but to take it with her when she removed the sculpture. So you see, this cloth and the light-emitting device were being used to create the illusion that Mr. Frost's body was, in fact, a statue carved from ice. Okay, I need... Duty? Duty, sweetie. Why are you a freak like this? Like, okay, stealing the artworks of, like, an artist you admire? Kinda messed up. Not that weird. Finding his dead body, removing the dead body from the crime scene, dressing it up, and then taking it away and putting it in the freezer? Like, what? This is all kinds of parasocial. No! This can't be! Wait, so you telling me that when we took the photo of us at the Winter Wayne, yes, we were standing right in front of the body. Freaking crazy. But the body and the cloth were both recovered from the fountain. Why were they found there if the body was supposed to be in the Winter Wing disguised as a sculpture?
Objection!
Because there would have been no mystery as to how the body had been hidden if it was found as is. He's got a point. Miss Bound needed to remove Mr. Frost from the Winter Wing in order to throw us off the scent.
Overruled.
Girly Pop was literally just displaying a dead body. Art! Hi! How are you? How's it going? Oh, hang on. Ridiculous! I don't recall her sneaking around behind our backs to throw a body in the fountain. You sure about that? Oh, you had an after-school nap? Fair enough, fair enough. That's the point in sneaking around? True. Yeah, if you get spotted sneaking around, yeah, you didn't do a good job then. Truly. No, and she didn't need to. You're locking in for schoolwork. Hopefully it helps you get over the last bit of that cold and get your work done. The gotcha machine knows and knows. What? I believe she wheeled the body into one of the other wings and floated it down the stream to the fountain. That's crazy. That's crazy. Do. The frozen body, being quite solid, probably got stuck somewhere along the way. Rip. Which is why only the cloth appeared at first. The cloth Miss Scone discovered. Makes sense, I suppose. And then the body followed afterwards once it had thought enough? This is just crazy. This is madness. It's an ingenious theory, Mr. Edgeworth. But can you prove that it was me? It seems a little unfair to expect me to accept your accusations without proof, don't you think? I guess. What about an eyewitness? Do you think someone might have spotted her when she was moving the body? No, and that's why she doesn't have... cameras in this place, probably. As a matter of fact, I do. As a matter of fact, she do. And the contradiction in the piece of evidence I was provided will shed light on exactly how Ms. Bound moved the body as well. Well, Mr. Edgeworth, do you have any evidence to support your allegations? Of course, I have a piece of very compelling proof right here. Then please, present it to the court. What evidence do you have that proves Miss Bound acted as you claim? Okay. What do we have left? Statue, sculpture. Oh, because I was like, what proof do you have she was doing stuff when we weren't looking?
Take that!
More drawings. And is that me? Yes. Mr. Butts drew sketches of people as they passed through the fountain room. Just try not to think too hard on it, ma'am. But what I'm interested in is the cart we can see here. Miss Bound's serving cart. What about it? Huh. You don't see it? She's using the same trick she used 18 years ago. Ergo, we know that Miss Bound was busy moving Mr. Frost's body when this picture was taken. Bananas. Do, 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 do. What? If I may. No, you may not. I don't see Mr. Frost's body anywhere in that sketch. All I see is a picture of me delivering chocolates to everyone. Really? Then allow me to Oh! The white tablecloth is blue because of the ice under it. Ah! You'll think that's technically how it works, but you know? I'd originally thought that Mr. Butts had made an error, but he's assured me that couldn't possibly be the case. This tablecloth appears to be light blue. Yes, a shade of tablecloth that Miss Brown doesn't seem to own. The cloth only appears to be light blue due to the body just underneath. She's just a little crazy, it's fine. What? But the shape of the card is perfectly rectangular, just as one would expect. Surely it would be immediately obvious that the tablecloth was being draped directly over the body, but he's in a block of ice! And/or display case, come on. Keep up. Keep up, Judge.
Objection!
Not if the body had been placed inside one of the hollow zodiac blocks in the Winter Wing. This is just getting crazier and crazier. Place one of those on the lift cart, and it'd easily pass muster as a regular servant cart. Wouldn't you agree? Good goddess of justice! Miss Bound? Surely now you must admit that it was you who moved the body just as you did 18 years ago? Well, I did expect you to deduce all that from a single, simple sketch. Unfortunately, we're smart. But that sketch alone isn't really enough to prove your theory, is it? You needed to worry on that front. My case doesn't rest solely on Mr. Butt's artwork. Well, thank God for that, I guess. Once you had disposed of the body, your serving cart became a simple lift cart once more. Which is exactly what we discovered here in the fountain room. And without a serving cart, you had to find some place to put your chocolates. My chocolates, the ones I was handing out, oh, and that's why they were just on top of the cart instead of, like, put somewhere securely. As we saw in the sketch, you had originally placed them on top of the cart. But the chocolates you gave us came from your pocket. Oh yeah, mine was half melted. It was still super sweet and tasty though. Why did you suddenly feel the need to put the chocolates in your pocket, Miss Bound? It was because you no longer had a serving cart to put them on, that's why. Oh, well. One moment, please. You have explained what Miss Bound did with the chocolates and the lift cart. But what about the tablecloth? Where did it go? Indeed, if stashing the chocolates in her pocket was the only solution she could think of, I doubt Miss Bound had the time to dispose of an entire tablecloth. Miss Bound didn't hide or dispose of the tablecloth, Your Honor. In fact, it's right here in front of us. Perhaps you would care to enlighten us? Where exactly is the tablecloth Miss Bound used to hide the body? Not in the fountain. There's nothing in the fountain, we know that. Don't think there's been anything to show that it would be in another room. On her person? Miss Bound has the tablecloth on her person. And in plain view, in fact. In plain view? Oh, it's literally around her waist. She's pretending it's like an apron. Surely you don't mean Miss Bound? It's the cloth around your waist, isn't it? Well, and given that the Zodiac blocks weren't kept in glass cases, that cloth would have been in direct contact with the ice. All we would need to do to confirm my theory is test the cloth for traces of the sugar used in Mr. Frost's work. The game is up, Miss Bound. It's time to come clean. Taking a little break, how am I? I'm good. I am doing good. No complaints here. Hoping, well, I mean, we'll definitely finish this case today. I wasn't sure if we were going to be able to because, you know, sometimes they do go on for quite a bit. But it looks like we're going to manage. Because, I mean, we've got the culprit cornered. It's just like the wrap-up at this point. You won't need to test the tablecloth. Everything you said is true. I stole Delicia's Infesticide Ultra, and I moved Mr. Frost's body. Oh, look at those sparkling tears. It was me. It was all me. Delicia, I'm so sorry. Last week, I went into your bag and I took it. And then, I put it in his pocket, hoping to make it look like he had tried to do himself in. I also made sure to leave no fingerprints but yours, just in case the police suspected foul play. Judy, you! But Judes! Why? Oh yeah, it's Def over, yeah. There's probably some kind of epilogue. But yeah, it's over. It's Jover. It's Jover for Judy. Weren't we supposed to be on the same side? All fighting together to free Samson? We were. But I couldn't afford to get arrested. Not yet. Not until I'd finally proven that Samson is innocent. I'd always planned to give myself up in the end, I swear. Sure. I know it's easy to say that now, but... why do it this way, though? It's not like you. I'm sorry, Mr. Fender. I've caused you so much trouble. I've been the guilty party all along, ever since that day 18 years ago. Are you trying to tell us that the true culprit in the IS-7 incident was you? I committed a terrible crime. I took those sculptures, and I stole them for purely selfish reasons. The moment Mr. Frost died, they became more than mere entries in a confectionery contest. They became the final works of Samson's favorite artist. I couldn't allow them to just melt away, not before he came home. And that meant I couldn't let anybody near them, not even the police. So I hid them. I knew it was wrong, but I just had to. I put them in cold storage for safekeeping. But what I was actually doing was far worse than anything I could have possibly imagined. Because who would have thought that Mr. Frost's body itself was posing as one of the sculptures? Huh. So she didn't know anything about the body and when she stole the sculptures? Samson is a kind man, a saint. You could never kill anybody, ever. Oh, so we're close to the end? But we haven't found, like, the murderer. We just figured out, you know, one mystery in this whole scenario. And yet, because of what I did, the police never found Frost's body. And Samson was found guilty. After all he'd done for me, he was my family. The only family I'd ever had. He was the most important person in the entire world to me, and I... Judes. After his conviction, I was forced out of our home. I was finally able to return home just a few days ago. And when I did, I went to the cold storage room to check up on the sculptures. And that's when I saw it. Mr. Frost's body. It had been there the whole time. Of course, by that point, the the statute of limitations had expired. So I did what I did today because it was the only way I could think of to make things right. Instead of just confessing and turning it over to the police. It seems I've misunderstood her intentions. Everything she's done really has all been for Mr. Tangaroa's sake. Hey, what are you thinking about, Mr. Edgeworth? Something that's been puzzling me. Why did Miss Bound use poison gas? Why not a more reliable method? And why disguise the autumn wing as the winter wing? The only reason I can think of is to confuse someone who was here 18 years ago. Yeah. I wonder who she had in mind. She was trying to prove that Mr. Tangaroa is innocent. Miss Bound's ultimate goal must have been to find the true killer. Could she have been trying to discover the identity of the true culprit? Well, there's only one person it could have been. Well, two, I guess. There's only two people here from... No, actually three. Three. Technically, Eddie was here from 18 years ago. But he was not at the scene of the crime. He came after Frost was already dead. Miss Bound? Your ultimate aim was to see Mr. Tangaroa cleared of all charges, correct? And to that end, you had to expose the real killer and have the police find the body from 18 years ago. Is my understanding of your intentions correct? Exhibiting the sculptures was sure to force the killer to return to the scene of the crime. Wait, your data got corrupted? How did that happen? Oh my gosh. Did you, like, contact support? Can they not do anything for you? After all, they were the only person apart from you who knew that the body was hidden in the iceberg. So they would have freaked out thinking the body was about to be discovered and come running, yeah? I mean, that is an interesting way to do it. Let's go with that, so you're lying to yourself then. You just can't be bothered. I mean, yeah, I've lost some interest in FGO too, but if my data was corrupted, I would definitely contact support. Like, all the effort I put in, like, I'm keeping that account until, like, the servers go down. I mean, you can do other things and still save your account, but I get your point. Sorry that happened? Question mark? Because you don't actually seem that upset about it, so I don't know. Exactly, but Miss Bound ran the risk that the killer might successfully cover their tracks this time. In the worst case scenario, they might have been able to remove Mr. Frost's body from the scene. Okay, there's only one person who, like, tried desperately to get into the display case, so we have our suspect anyway. No, they're not finishing FGO at the arc it's at now. They've already said they're going further. It's just probably gonna be the end of Ritsuka. They're probably gonna switch to a new protagonist. It makes too much money for them to stop. I mean, yes, Smash may die. But wasn't there literally artwork of Ritsuka's badge being on a table and like someone's like, oh yeah, this was left behind by someone. It's a long story. Or would be the real proprietor of the IS-7 incident. No! But that would mean the real killer was...
Overruled.
Enough! Not another word! Do you realize the implication of what you're saying, Mr. Edgeworth? Are you prepared to stand behind the accusations you are clearly about to make? The uncomfortable truth part of the game? I mean, okay, because the person they're suspecting was the killer is currently in critical condition from having inhaled poison gas. So, you know, it's quite a thing to accuse someone on their deathbed, you know? Miss Bounds set a trap for Mr. Frost's killer. Meaning that whoever found themselves caught in that trap is highly likely to be the guilty party. But I lack the evidence to support such an assertion. That's brighter news considering how Persona 3 ends, I guess. Should I really go ahead and make my accusation and name Mr. Frost killer nonetheless? Sure, why not? My ultimate goal is to see the truth exposed. And to do that, I need to seize the moment. Yes, Judge Gavel, I am prepared to stand behind my accusation. I know exactly who is to blame for the IS-7 incident. It's Eddie! No, it's this guy.
Take that!
I mean, I'm jerking your chain. I'm messing with you, Ava. Gusty? I mean, who else could it be? Mr. Gusto. Miss Bound? As we have established, you knew that the opening of the gallery would lure in the real culprit. And you set up the poison gas trap in order to catch them. Do you dispute the facts thus far? You're a very impressive man, Mr. Edgeworth. Just like your father. And of course, you're absolutely right. And perhaps you could tell us exactly what happened in your own words? Of course, I have nothing to hide anymore. So I might as well tell you everything. As he said, I set a trap here in the gallery to try and catch Mr. Frost's killer. Before we opened, I made sure the door to the autumn wing was the only one that was unlocked. When opening time came, I went around to unlock the doors of the various rooms and found that the autumn wing had been locked from the inside. How convenient. The killer is on the other side of the door. The thought, well, it frightened me. And then she simply walked away, leaving him to fall victim to her poison gas trap. When I heard that Mr. Gusto was being treated for gas inhalation, that's when I knew he was the murderer. All that was left was for the police to find Mr. Frost's body, and then Samson would finally be proven innocent. At least, that was my plan. Dudes, why didn't you tell me? You know I'm always here for you, right? Okay, we get it. You want to date her, Fender. You could just ask her out like a normal person. We could have found another way. It didn't have to be like this. Thank you, Mr. Fender. You've been so very kind to me all these years. But I'm the one who created this mess. So it was up to me to try and clean it up. I didn't care what it took as long as I got Samson out of that awful place. Judy, Judy, Judy. 18 years ago, the police managed to cover up the fact that Mr. Frost's body had gone missing. If I went to them now and said it had reappeared, I was afraid they might have tried to cover things up again. That's only because Von Karma was a piece of shit. He's dead now. So I worked to set off a very public incident here in the gallery in front of as many witnesses as possible. Hola! Hello! Bonjour! Hello! I don't know Russian. Konnichiwa! I'm so sorry, Judy. You, Samson, Gregory. I let you all down. Fender, this can't be easy for him. No. I'm the one who should be apologizing. Mr. Edgeworth? Comment se passe le jour? You can just say, comment ça va? Just for how's it going? Comment se passe le jour is... You plug that into Google. It gets the point across, though. Where's the gaming in that? I'm trying to think of how it is. Because it's been a while since I've spoken casual French. Comment passe-t-il? Comment passe le jour? Surpass is a little weird. It's one of those things where it might technically be correct, but it's like too proper to sound natural. I'll get back to you on that. My brain is not in French mode. Grabs bat. Oh no! Rest in peace, Google Translate. Mr. Edgeworth, Mr. Fender, I hope one day you can forgive me. Where's Freed when you need him, huh? Our mood being in France. Wait. And whatever punishment I have to face, I'm ready to accept. But please, if I may ask one thing, it's that you simply must clear Samson's name. The way the truth of these 18 years had come to light was unexpected, to say the least. And yet, it only set us down a path towards an even more shocking ending. Oh boy! What's gonna happen now? Why does Frosty give the space trivia when you're not here? I don't know. Bad luck, I guess. To be continued. Dun dun da 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 da. Save your progress. Okay. Clearly, we're super close to the end. We've got a half an hour before I would usually stop. But I can go a little bit over. So let's just commit. Unless, like, you know, we get to 10:30 and it's still not done, then it's like gonna be like, okay, I gotta stop. It sucks. But it's like, if I'm not in bed trying to sleep by 11:30, it's going to be a very, very rough day tomorrow. It's okay. If I stop at 10:30, I'll still be able to go to bed on time. Because all I do after I finish stream is I start my bedtime routine immediately. Worst case, it's Bad Friday and you have a whole weekend to recover. Yes, exactly. If it was like Wednesday or something, that'd be a little different. Because, yeah, it's like if I wake up late, worst case is, I have to head out to the apothecary without getting breakfast. But there's like Tim Hortons, like, diagonal. And, like, we're in the downtown core, so there's lots of, like, mom and pop shops as well. So it's like, if I don't have enough time to, like, you know, put together lunch or grab breakfast, I can buy my food. Technically, I just made a big old, like, 3 cups of rice. So I can have, like, you know, congee for breakfast, you know, like rice porridge, basically. And thank you for the care package, Miss Bound. Are you feeling a little calmer now? Yes. Good. Then allow me to get to the point. Regardless of your intentions, you broke the law. Yes. I understand. That is like a crazy thing. Nevertheless, I understand that you did what you did in order to prove Mr. Tangaroa's innocence. Therefore, if the real culprit really is someone else, then we have a duty to reinvestigate the case.
Overruled.
You've been building Legos? Ooh, I want to do a Lego building stream at some point. There is nothing to suggest that anything nefarious took place in the official IS-7 incident records. And right now, there is nothing to suggest that we should take Miss Bound at her word either. So our first order of business should be to arrest the culprit of the case before us. Miss Bound herself.
Objection!
Didi and Legos take my money. I really loved Legos when I was little. So yeah, it would be fun to build some of like the kits that are specifically like build a flower. Oh, the tripod I just got was on Amazon, but it broke literally the first time I used it, so I can't really recommend it. What I have now is basically... It has its own built-in camera. It's basically like a projector in a way. Like, you know, y'all might be too young. I don't know if schools had this, but you know those transparents? Where, like, the teacher would have, like, clear plastic sheets and put them on, like, a big light, and then through the power of mirrors, it would reflect up onto a screen at the front of the class. I have basically something along those lines, but it's digitized. Like once, yeah, I was gonna say, I'm like, and wait, because you guys all have smart boards and stuff now. But yeah, basically it's a little, it's like it looks like a lamp that has a camera and a light built in. So that's what I have now to do hand cam stuff with. Not as versatile as the tripod because I can't adjust the height as much. But when the tripod breaks immediately, I'm like, yeah, okay, this ain't working, because most tripods meant for cell phones, a lot of them aren't really meant for the, like, top-down view. Like, they're meant for you to film yourself. And the VTuber phone, I just have a regular phone stand for it. Like, as long as you can angle it up and it's roughly around your chest height, it's high enough. Some people have really, really tall ones. But I found those, like, those are a little too much in my situation. Because then it's like you have to point it down, and it's like, how do you keep the phone from, like, falling and stuff? End of the day, sometimes if you follow, feel like every VTuber just has the same setup for the VTuber phone, just a phone stand with a charger and connected in pure will. That is pretty much it, yeah. I'm using an older iPhone, because, like, when I got a new phone, because the VTuber phone I'm using now doesn't have great battery anymore. So I replaced it, and I'm like, this is now the permanent VTuber phone. It's just forever connected to a charger that's plugged into the computer. Because to use VTube Studio, you can either send the data wirelessly, or you can plug the phone into the computer. So it just lives connected to the computer. Because it's like, why do I need to worry about the battery? It doesn't leave the house.
Overruled.
Are you suggesting that the committee at the time overlooked just such a prosecutor? Uh-huh. We have proof. Someone I know uses a switch dock with a switch on it and has the phone plugged in and the charger. That is needlessly complicated. Like, you know what I mean? No, I don't know what you mean. That sounds like witchcraft. I can't even imagine how... Like, you're gonna be a VTuber, but you can't afford $12 for a proper phone stand? That's what I get from that. We don't need instructions set up as that? Literally! Like, I mean, I get trying to, like, multitask stuff. Like, if you don't have a lot of space on your desk and you're always streaming with your Switch. But yeah, that's something. I was like, I don't have space for all of my equipment now, and so I bought a bigger desk. Seeing as Mr. Frost's body was only found just now, just get it from the local dollar store or Walmart or even Amazon. Yeah, I've gotten all of mine from Amazon. Like, I got one stand, and I didn't really like it. Like, it was adjustable, but over time, like, you know, they don't stay that height anymore, right? Because, like, you know, bearings get loose, like gravity, all of that stuff. So then I got another one that's not height adjustable, but like that was like, okay, now I need to measure and stuff, but you don't know Stephen King, so I'm not surprised that's completely different. No. I've never seen a phone stand in my life. I'm just aware of their existence. God. Okay, I told this story once. But, some other people at the apothecary were working on filming a retirement video for, like, a coworker I didn't know. Like, they were on a different team than me, blah, 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 blah. And Girly Pop had the most janked thing trying to record with her phone. Like, they had it, like, they were stacking books and stuff to try and lean on it. And they were like, Diana, like, how's your, like, are you free? Are you busy? We need someone to, like, help count us in for this and stuff. And then I saw the janky setup they had, and I'm like, hold on here. So I go back to my desk, I get my phone stand, and I put their phone on it, and they're like, wait, Diana, are you a photographer? I'm like, they're like, cause, like, people don't usually carry stands for their phone. I'm like, yeah, I used to do photography. Meanwhile, I have the stand at work, so, like, I can have gacha games playing on full auto while I'm working. But that was just one of those moments where, like, I'm like, really? I'm like, carrying a phone stand in your purse, okay, maybe might be a little odd. But at their work desk where they spend, 7 hours a day? Really? Definitely did photography. I mean, I used to have a DSLR. But then I sold it to Iduna because I barely used it. And I'm like, you know what? You're still doing photography as a hobby. I'm not. Give me like $70 for it. She's like, you sure? This is like, a $250, whatever dollar camera. And I'm like, and it was a gift from family and it is like 6 years old. Like, I can't in good conscience charge you market price for it. Like, full price for it. Like, at this point, I'm just happy someone's gonna use it, you know? Really only use it for your telescope? Hey! That's still a valid use for it. There really is something of Mr. Von Karma in you, Mr. Edgeworth. Damn. How so exactly? By continually defying the will of the committee and bending the truth to fit your needs. That's how. Perhaps it is time for you to understand how I, no, the committee, sees this case. Uh-oh. The committee is willing to accept that Mr. Von Karma falsified Mr. Frost's autopsy report. Even still, Mr. Von Karma only managed to have Mr. Tangaroa convicted as an accomplice. I personally have come to believe that the real culprit behind the I-7 incident is Miss Bound. Her plan to poison and kill Mr. Gusto today was her attempt to frame him for Mr. Frost's murder. And this is how the committee sees things, is it? It is, as always, I act solely in service of the law. Sounds like, to me, like she's, like all she's doing is acting in service of the committee and covering up the truth. And if I can't change her mind, there will be no saving Mr. Tangaroa or Miss Bound. Alright. I know I was like, let's keep going, blah, blah, blah. But all of a sudden, a wave of tiredness hit me. So, let's wrap up here. Because clearly, if we're fighting Gavel, this is going to go on for a while still. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like it's going to be a quick epilogue wrap-up. So next time, we'll finish the case. Ah! Come on. Thank you. It never is with these games, right? Like, it felt so close, and then Judy was like, oh yeah, I was just trying to find the real killer, and I'm like, god damn it. Like, it was a fake out ending. We've still basically got a whole investigation and interrogation left. Rude. Ah, well. Next time, comfy day or nay? Definitely comfy day, I say. Alright! Tomorrow, we're doing something a little different. As I posted it on Discord, but I'll put it up on social media in the morning. We are doing an art stream. We're gonna be drawing some moonbeams, some of the community mascots. We're gonna give them glasses, we're gonna give them hats. We're gonna have a good old fun time. Just chilling on a Friday night. Of course! Thank you guys for coming. Pet Pep and Mogu for you? Of course I will. Let's see. Who should we raid? You have raid, Dee? I do not. If you have one, by all means. Because I can't really decide. How about Junie? I mean, I can raid into Junie, but she's playing a game that I want to play eventually, so, like, I would have to dip out immediately. But if Art has one, then we're good. Astroaxle. Another axolotl, I'm assuming. Oh, she's adorable. The axolotl you've been wanting to raise. She is very cute. They have matching hair. I like it. Alrighty. That's gonna be it for me. So, if it's daytime where you are, have a wonderful rest of your day. Ooh, and I'm forgetting my commands. Hee hee. And if it's nighttime, have a great rest when you head on off to bed. Until next time, take care of yourself. Wash your face, brush your teeth, eat a good food. And I will see you next time. Bye-bye. Nighty Nugget. Bye. Bye-bye-bye.